One of these days. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of a lot of things. People, again, I tell people all the time. Y'all have never caught me on camera saying the first thing that comes to my mind. And you never will catch me on camera saying the first thing that's on my mind. It's typically the fourth or the fifth. It's because sometimes the first thing that's on my mind, even I know. But if I can get my money a little more secure, I don't need to be a billionaire. I've never been one of those guys. I like the house I live in. I like the home I live in. I like the truck I drive. I mean, I could upgrade some of these things potentially. Maybe you can get a little bit bigger house. But I'm not really overly worried about becoming super rich. But at the same time, I need to make sure that we are going, right?
Yeah, we're on.
Just make sure I'm on because I can't see anything. But at the same time, I need to make sure that I have I'm able to afford what it is that I do. So I don't want to say anything to scare off my sponsors, even though alcohol, tobacco, and beer should there's very few things to mess them up. Yeah, we had Edge of Mind before we just go up.
I just switched. It's the TV. Just switched to that.
But is it this one right here? Well, the conversations that are had before the show and are always interesting. We're gonna kind of halfway get into one of them later because I am curious about the way we raise our children and if that is being hindered. So it's on HD too now. But on that note, this is Big Games B.S. presented by Den Media Group. And not inside of the device where I'm at home. I got a lot of shit going on. I guess I'm talking about simping, but I simp for my truck. Griselda is my bad bitch. I love Griselda. That's like the first truck I ever owned, and I always wanted an F-150. And one thing I'm learning about bad bitches is, man, bad bitches cost. This motherfucker costs a lot of money, man. I got a driver, man. She's basically bleeding out on me. Her oil is leaking, so I got to get her a pad or some shit like that. But it's expensive. But I've been without my truck. I've been driving I've been driving a drug dealer car, the Charger, and I don't like it. I don't understand why they like it. Maybe because it's supposed to go fast and all that other shit. But whatever. I gotta go handle those things, turn in a rental car, get my truck, blah blah blah, all that other bullshit. So on that note, that's kind of why we're here. But Alpha Male Jacks, you should go to alphamalejacks.com. Again, try to revive that manhood, get you strong, get you doing it helps you think. They even have things that help you think more clearly. And I think that's what's lacking in society is people's ability to think more clearly. So I want to be able to help with that. Go to alphamalejacks.com, get you a free panel. You don't have to be in Jacksonville. Technically, she said you got to stay in Florida. I'm sure we can get around that. We can give you the advice. But if you're over 30, we'll give you free labs. And then let's see if we need to. Well, hopefully you'll use us for a bunch of the other shit. So yeah. So that's that. We don't need to play the Christina. That's what I'm talking about. We have we got a new. So it only says if they're a new person when they purchase the thing at that moment. All right. Well, I want to shout out my guy Rob Lassiter.
Remember.
He's a member. He's all in.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All in member. We're up to 5 now, I think, or is it 6? What up, E-Mac? But anyways, though, I want to shout him out. But I got a new Friday song. Friday is the end of some people's week, but it doesn't do anything for me. Everything, not that one. Next one, and Little Duval is a genius at blending comedy and music. One day I want to be this creative, just to make songs like this. But if your day is going bad, just play this. You don't even have to know what the song, because he's half joking about basically, doing what cats do in Jacksonville, but it's still a very catchy tune with a nice little beat. It's kind of like the new But they had Smile, bitch.
Oh, yeah, I love that song.
Living My Best Life. That's what it was. But this is kind of like this. But Living My Best Life, the words were pretty good. But
That's the hard.
I'ma slide for my dog, I don't know about you. I'ma shoot for my dog, I don't know about you. That blicky, icky.
Yeah, I heard this. I didn't know this.
I'ma slide for my dog, I don't know about you. I'ma shoot for my dog, I don't know about you. What it is, what's up? And you know, what's it up? Hey, big
one thing,
out with the chopper.
one
Nigga drop a
thing
dog, I'ma send him to the doctor. Flexing for the grand, showing out for the hoe. Now you looking lame cause your ass got exposed. We don't give a fuck, that's just how it goes. He could be king, I'll still wipe his nose. For the other side, you'll never see me fold.
If you're in Jackson, like my whole life growing up, I was like, okay, the AKAs are about to stroke. But then when I moved to Jacksonville and I saw a bunch of men hit the floor, I was like, whoa. This is getting this is a little different. But then I seen all of them, do that whatever the fuck that Jacksonville thing is that they do, and the whoop. That's it. The whoop. They was like whoop, whoop. I'm like, dang, they over there getting creative with it. So that's one thing Jacksonville people going to do. Duval got another song that's classic. Man,
I love that.
Naked
song.
Hustle is a phenomenal song.
Yeah,
Man, it's great.
Who made it?
Jizzle.
Oh, that's right.
Jizzle ended up dying. I had no idea who made it. I was singing it in college and I just knew. I felt like that stripper needed, that stripper really. That was a good song. She could have got $20 out of it.
Yeah.
But for me, another daily, I got to try to get scheduled to do my band practice that I'm going to try to make annual now. Let's play the that marching. This is my guy Rob got me on this. So this is our new all-in member. So this is what happens. Y'all go follow my guy. But we he caught me here. They weren't playing it for me, but it's a hell of a walk-up song. It's a hell of a video. It makes it seem like, yeah, this is me when I'm on the sideline. If you are an all-in member, this could be you. Right there, I mean, I don't know what part of it. I would say this was pregame, so you got to get out eventually, but you can get on the sideline. All in members, select games when I get the access. Again, I tell you guys, y'all get to experience. You didn't have to get the CTE. You don't have to have the neck issues or the shoulder issues or the hand issues. You get to live like me. I did all the fucking work. All you do is pay $100 a month. Seems like a cool trade-off to me. I don't know, but again, right now we're also trying to get to 3,000 members. We're at about 2,645. 3,000 members. We do a $300 giveaway. We also are giving away a pair of tickets to the FSU LSU game. We got a couple weeks to be able to get to that. If we get to 5,000, I'll give away 2 pairs of tickets, as well as a bunch of other stuff. We are still trying to promote the tailgate. The tailgate is we're cool. We're almost halfway to where I want it to be. We got to jump up the sales now on Monday. I think I don't know if I'm gonna do it after my show or if I'm gonna do it after Sporadics. I might do it after like an hour or two after Sporadics. But let's say Monday. I'll go ahead and say this. Monday, 11:59 p.m. The price goes up to $70 a ticket, and we currently have 5 of the VIP parking spots still available, and we've got 15 of the regular parking spots still available. So if you're trying to go and you need parking, I may have more parking after that. I'm not 1,000% sure, but I do know right now we still have it available on the website. And if you're trying to go, I would advise you, start purchasing stuff right now. The guys, the former players who have Amars and Pete, Nefi Moffitt, William Floyd, Peter Ward, Snoop Menace, Brian McFadden, Leroy Smith. I'm gonna try to get Dexter Carter to come out. I see me, Dexter Carter, and Leroy will be together with the Atlanta Seminole Club on tomorrow. So if you're in the Atlanta area, you want to come holler at your boy, 1 to 4. I don't know where we're at. There's some brewery down there, but I'll be chopping it up with the Atlanta Seminole Club. I know Grady Ross Lonnie Pryor. Lonnie Pryor. We're gonna try to get Lonnie to flip off the back of my truck again. Hopefully he doesn't die. The VIP parking lot is the one that says Ferguson. Now that's not the parking lot. That's how the name is described. That's not affiliated. That's like right next to the stadium. We have a piece of Ferguson, which I may end up getting rid of because I don't really think we truly need that. But that's the $200 one that's available. The $100 is literally for people who are parking at our tailgate lot. So, and we got both of those prices as low as we could possibly get them. In fact, Miss Kate, I'm actually taking a loss on the Ferguson parking, even though I'm gonna tell her she got to honor that shit. She originally told me $150. Then she said she had to raise it up because Camping World increased their prices, and they wanted to charge $150 at the place that we're using for the for parking at the tailgate lot. But I told them that I guaranteed the parking lot. So for you guys who don't understand how I roll, I basically dropped $4,000. I think that's what, because it's 50 sparks. But I dropped $5K off rip just to make sure you guys got that make sure we had parking available. I mean, they would have made a little bit more, but I was just like, hey man, I'm gonna guarantee you this. How many parking spots you got? They said 50. I guarantee it. On top of paying for the space. So like they were just like, all right, man, we're gonna just deal with him. So again, a lot of you guys are complaining. You know, it's not like this is not. I run a charity, but I am not a fucking charity. Like this shit goes towards the charity, so that we can continue. Because I don't think people understand how many fucking book bags and how much food was given. Like that's not easy, even from a logistical standpoint. Because I could be, never mind. I'm not going to pick on that's low hanging fruit. But anyways, so that's the thing. Please go purchase tailgate tickets. I'm almost tired of talking about that. Please go subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a member. I'm telling you, I'm going to get. If you're a member, all-in member, we're going to get you on video. We got to get you on video at the tailgate if you had a great time and you're enjoying your all-in membership. Because now you can start seeing the perks of it. But it should be a cool, good time. The Jacksonville Jaguars, because I have to talk about them. I'm a media now. If you guys didn't see last week, I got my official credentials. But the Jacksonville Jaguars had joint practices, and my guy, Trav, played DB at UCF, and he works for Big Cat Country. He gives – it actually did hyperlink. Play the YouTube so I can get that go to the notes. What I emailed you? The email. I'd rather play the YouTube link. I didn't know it hyperlinked. Yeah, I'm gonna get that cool. Now Trav is really good at this. We're not gonna play all of it. We're gonna play a good amount of it so you can get your Jaguar update. But I don't think Trav talks like this in real life. And if he does, I apologize, Trav. But I think you speak differently, and I want the Trav. But then again, Trav may be trying to get one of those real good jobs, like with the network and all that other stuff. So I'm gonna stall them out. But my guy's talking about Detroit Jaguars joint practices. The Jaguars play the Detroit Lions on a Saturday.
Travis Holmes with A7BN Sports and BigCatCountry.com here with your Jacksonville Jaguars update. The Jaguars continue joint practices with the Detroit Lions today in Allen Park, Michigan, prior to their 1 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Today's practice was apparently a pretty windy day in shells and shorts, so no live tackling, no hitting. But it was a pretty competitive practice between both what seemingly evenly matched squads. Dewey Wingert started the action off, Trevor Lawrence 2022 stunt double with 2 interceptions in the red zone period, one off Jared Goff and the other off Nate Sudfeld. Zay Jones scored 2 red zone touchdowns from Trevor Lawrence. However, those were the only 2 touchdowns scored by the red zone offense in 7-on-7s. The Jaguars D ended up giving up 3 touchdowns to Jared Goff, and he went 7 of 8 in that period. 1 touchdown was given up by Trayvon Walker, and the other one was Rayshawn Jenkins. Meanwhile, Josh Allen actually had a pretty impressive day overall in both the team periods and his one-on-ones. He had multiple sacks and multiple pressures in the team periods. Trevor Lawrence, on the other hand, had a up and
But
down days,
basically,
but I'll say
all that
it's
to
more
tell
up
you
than
is
down.
that my guy is giving
He
us
had
weekly,
one
not weekly, but he's giving
overthrown
us
interception where
updates. And he's going to be doing my stuff on Den Media Group. So check him out. Make sure you subscribe if you're a Jaguars fan. This is 5 minutes. I ain't giving him 5 minutes of my show. Y'all go on to Den Media Group. Go check that out. If nothing else, just you can do it while you're watching this. Just click the like button. That's all I need you to do. Just click the like button. Get the views up. Appreciate that for Jaguar coverage. I'll be giving my take on Jaguars, and so will Trey. Trey will be giving his perspective on Jaguars and on FSU.
I want to see how they do against his number, Detroit's number one receiver,
which is Marvin. Oh no, Amon.
Yeah.
So then, but the Jags aren't playing their starters in the game Saturday, or it'd be like a drive. Nobody really
weird.
Not yes and no. It's kind of like having that. Really, where all the work in joint practices gets done is in the fucking practice. That's why you don't see the ones really scrimmage because they've been going at each other all week. You get to see that's really where the guys who are like the bottom of the depth chart guys get a little bit more practices. But they didn't really do this a lot, but they do it now. It just gives you a good change of pace because you're tired of hitting the same people.
Right.
So, and it gives you so, for example, say you've been sorry for a long time. You have no idea if you're any good. Like now you know, maybe we are good. And there's some video clips that we have of the joint practices. Like maybe Evan Ingram is pretty fucking good. Like there's a video of Evan Ingram like catching it and stretching it. Maybe Calvin Ridley is really good. Like when you're going up against your guy, what if my guy sucks? What if I don't know? Like right now, Miami football, University of Miami, going back to college for a second, are putting reports about how excited they are of their offense. On a defense that really sucked last year.
Yeah.
So in an LSU, at least their beat is like, I don't know if we're any good or if our DBs are just that bad. But we got some other clips of if you go check that stuff out of Jaguars joint practices. But one of the things that I have been hearing is that the Jaguars defense isn't really that great. They've been struggling a little bit. So we need to get that together. But you never know. Again, the NFL is really designed for parity. It's an offensive league. So Trevor Lawrence, Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley, Crazy Zay Jones, all of those guys look pretty fucking good. So that's what really matters. And then we'll get into that. But if we can go find the clip of Evan, yeah, that's the one right there. Like that's a.
I hate those helmets. What are they?
Yeah, this is why we say when I be describing. Is that the padded helmet that does absolutely nothing?
Like when a baby has a soft head.
Yeah, this is what they be playing the little 707 in. Like but anyway, so you see this right here. This right here is a thing of beauty. It gets me excited because not that I'm a Jags fan. I always tell people I'm not a Jags fan. I cover them. My life is easier when they're winning.
Right.
So like I have better content. Like if I'm saying the Jags suck every week, Jag fans won't come to my channel. Like right now, we have had an exponential increase in subs on Fifth Quarter and subs of Den Media Group because there is a particular school that I happen to cover a lot. Good. I am not naive, nor was I born. I was born at night, but I was not born last night. I understand that motherfuckers want to hear positivity. They don't like real all the time. Unless you can make it funny. And I want you to understand that I'm not a comedian. That shit is exhausting to try to figure out how to say somebody sucks in a lot of different ways. But this guy doesn't suck. And this was sexy. And yes, Trevor Lawrence. I'm not talking about Trevor Lawrence, who is an attractive white man. So, but let's just push play on that. Ooh. I really don't like those helmets.
Yeah, it's like special.
It doesn't do anything. It literally doesn't do anything to help you. All right, so we got that. Good for him. Bravo. He looked good. It's fine. I think we got another clip somewhere in there. Let's look at Trayvon Walker, the most untalked about first overall pick in the history of first overall picks.
Might be true.
Like if I didn't tell you that this was Trayvon Walker and you weren't a Jags fan, you wouldn't know. But here is a good clip so that Chris Porter can get off of my back. Good fire off. Boom, boom. Give him that. Actually, one sound I got to get. Have you seen Magic Johnson talk about this dream team practice? And he was just like, Michael Jordan came down there and dunked on Clyde. I said, Clyde, you can't let him do that. Then Charles Barkley calls out Karl Malone and he goes down there and dunks. So I said, Carl, you can't let that happen. He's like, and then I came down and I was dribbling, and then I hit him with the hee. And that's what that reminded me of, that hee with deep. So
that's what he says in his head when he does.
No, he goes. I'm like,
you'd be mad if you heard that out loud and he got you with that.
So wow. Like, but so another Walker that I know, DeMarcus Walker, who's defensive end for the Chicago Bears now from Jacksonville. He does and they do this stuff with their hand where they get like little Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. And that's all. Like now, every time I see it, I'm just like, that's all I'm gonna think about. But Trayvon Walker, if he was on rookie watch, even though technically this is a sophomore watch because this is sophomore season. This was the best reports that he's gotten is when he's been up there at Detroit camp. Now they're saying some other shit that I can't confirm because I didn't see it with my two eyes. That I don't think he's exponentially better. I think he'll be better because he's a second-year pro. I think he would be a much better player if he would have been drafted by a different team. That doesn't mean the Jags are making him worse. It's just he doesn't fit what the Jags necessarily need. I still don't understand why he's the number one overall pick. He's a good player, though. I don't understand why he's the first overall pick, though. And it's very difficult for me to you're going to have a hard time fucking explaining that to me. But whatever. I hope he has a great career. Like, I need him to be good for the Jaguars. Right. Trevor Lawrence, a lot of expectations. Nobody can inflate expectations for you like Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd is basically has his top 10 wide receiver duos list. And nothing is, again, even though it's gotten better since COVID, nothing in this world is worse than Liz Twitter. And Colin Cowherd has Joe Burrow. I don't even know if I can know how to say it.
Like as far as
like without saying it like what you call his dad now. And Jamar Chase, I get that. I could give you Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. We saw that firsthand in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson makes sense. Haven't seen it yet. Derek Carr, Chris Olave makes sense. Josh Allen, Stephen Diggs, even though they beefing right now, is just trouble in paradise. Justin Jefferson and whoever's throwing him the ball, because I just don't have any faith in Kirk Cousins. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, if Tua continues to finishes the season, and Jared Goff and Amon-Ra. But I went 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for a reason. Number 2 is Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley. Now, while Calvin Ridley was left off of the list of the top 10 wide receivers, and I feel like that's disrespectful, even though he has not done anything in over a season, I still believe number 2 is entirely too fucking high for two guys who have never thrown a live game rep yet. So, but I do think it's going to be a dynamic combination. I think the Jaguars wide receiver core is going to be phenomenal with Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Crazy Zay Jones, add in Travis Etienne, and I think Tank Bigsby, as I said on Sporadics yesterday. Wait a minute, did I say it on Sporadics yesterday, or did we say it offline? I don't know.
You did.
If you got fantasy football, which I got one draft coming up on Sunday. By the way, members, would y'all like to have a fantasy football league? If you would, let me know in the comments. Say yes, you would like to have a fantasy football league. We will make a DIN Media Group fantasy football league where there will be a payout. And the only thing you have to do is be an active member. Or you can win and not get the fucking payout. But like, be an active member, you'll be good. I think Tank Bigsby is going to be a breakout star for running back. Because one thing that Travis Etienne cannot do is fucking score touchdowns on the goal line. Now, I am a part of two fan bases that are particularly rabid, and you don't want to fuck with the hive. And what do you mean by that? My bad. No, we keep that. That's not here yet. But what do I mean by that? You don't want to mess with this fan base's hive. It's it should be still in the Jaguars.
Oh, okay.
Thing. You don't want to fuck with FSU's fan base because FSU fan base is active in Big Three Twitter. We troll. That's what they do. You don't want to fuck with Miami's fan base and Florida's fan base, part of Big Three Twitter. Now, who collectively makes up the Jacksonville Jaguar fan base? Yeah, this one. A bunch of cats from Big Three Twitter. So, this guy, is it Jeff Risdon? Let me make sure I say his name right. I know that's his Twitter. Yeah, Jeff Risdon. He decided that he wanted to report on something other than what the fuck was going on at the practices. And he got everything that he wanted from there. Reporting logistics. Lions have 2 practice fields. There is exactly one Jacks reporter on the field where Lions offense is going against Jacks defense. And it's been that way all practice. I'm up between the 2 fields, FYI. And then he's like, weird how many Jaguars fans don't want their media to actually cover their team. Was meant as an FYI because I was seeing a lot of inaccurate stuff coming out, turned into something wild and completely unrelated. And here's what Jaguars beat, and everybody comes. How many reporters covered the Lions playoff games last year? Maybe nobody cares about the fucking Detroit Lions. That was 1. 1 is better than 0, which is the exact number of playoff wins the Lions have had since the Jaguars joined the NFL. Last playoff win was January of 1992. Savor that one. Counting reporters instead of counting completions. Damn, I'm glad I retired. Sorry, I had to finalize buying a house and also host my radio show. I couldn't go to the bum-ass Detroit. Reporting logistics. Lions had 0 reporters, players, coaches, or family members in attendance during the NFL playoffs last season. It has been that way apparently since 2016. There were a lot of reporters at Jacksonville's 2 playoff games last year. How many reporters covered Detroit's playoff matchup last year?
Yo, they are roasting.
Sorry, Jed. My colleagues in the media were afraid that 50 years of ineptitude and shitty football would rub off on them. Last thing any media person wants is to bring that curse home with the team. That's why Life with Jeffrey, our correspondent for Boltec Pod, is quarantining before he comes back. Literally had no idea Beaker was a Lions fan. That's just crazy to me. Quote tweets are great, man. Oh, sweet, man. This is what I've been wondering and waiting for throughout the whole practice updates. Thanks, Jeff. Jaguars cooking the Lions so bad they're starting to count their reporters. And then one guy to me, so I put this is why I tweet. I got it in. That's because we live near a beach, and that's Detroit. Not necessarily a destination. Or checks notes. Anybody wants to be outside of Detroit reporters who are looking to get out. Not even Eminem wants to be there. Nobody gives a fuck about Detroit. It's basically the gist of this. And man, this guy, he got all the attention that he was looking for. 327.8 thousand views of his tweets, 3 bookmarks, and just a lot of heat. It's good fun. Abuse is fun sometimes. Not for this guy right here, former Jacksonville Jaguar Arden Key, but it's fun to watch because this is a great offensive line versus defensive line blocking. I think you had already pulled it up. Yeah, this one right here. We're going to savor this one right here. Don't be surprised if you don't see this on my IG. And I think I just got to start putting the hymns. That's probably what I'm going to start putting. The hit them with the hymns will be on the on. The defensive end comes upfield and he gets smacked. That is a grown man getting bullied.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I couldn't do that to him. It's kind of one of those things where we can all laugh at this and enjoy this, but must realize that normal humans could not do this. But I'm glad Arden's successful with the Tennessee Titans. For the fun part is he was brought in to get DeMarcus Walker. This is what I always love to tell people about how the NFL is crazy like this. The NFL is crazy like this because DeMarcus Walker asked for $7 million. They said he wasn't worth $7 million. So they paid this guy $7 million, who the Jaguars said isn't worth $7 million. DeMarcus Walker is going crazy up in Chicago. I don't know what our defensive end is doing in his defense. This guy right here is getting slapped like he owes a pimp some money. Good abuse. As college football world turns. Now, I do want to play this one, and we're going to have some breakdowns of this. Andy Staples really is breaking down what is going on with Florida State and their case against the NCAA and quite a few other things that are going in there. But Andy does this thing that a lot of reporters do, and you can kind of appreciate it, but he was wrong. And with the pronunciations and trying to get things the right way. So play, because I heard a dialect of or a pronunciation of a place that I grew up around and know tons of people there. I've never heard it in 39 years. I've never heard it pronounced this way. But let's listen to what Andy has to say. We'll play this one fully.
Darrell Jackson, who's a defensive tackle, started his career at Maryland. He transferred to Miami. In the fall last year, he decided to leave Miami to transfer to Florida State. Now, he's from Havana, Florida, spelled like Havana, Cuba, but it's pronounced Havana.
So he did it twice. I have no fucking idea where Havana, Florida is. Never heard of Havana, Florida. Florida. I've heard of Havana, Florida.
Oh, he did that.
I've heard of Havana, Florida. Havana, Florida, I've never heard of. Now, here's the wild part. Because you're going to push play. Break down this video. I know you guys don't care about this, but I hate when people mispronounce this shit. Havana, Florida. And he says, not to be confused with Havana, Cuba, but it's spelled the same. Bitch, you tried to say it like a Spanish person for the country-ass hick town.
Yeah.
And you didn't say it Spanish for the Spanish people. I don't understand this shit, but go ahead. Because, again, he does it and through me. And then he says a suburb of Tallahassee. Ain't shit suburban about Havana, Florida.
It's right on the Florida-Georgia border. It is basically suburban Tallahassee. He went to Florida State to be closer to his mom. She is ailing. He asked for another waiver so that he could play right away. The NCAA had said potentially that they may be tougher on second waiver requests or second transfers who wanted waivers because you get a free first transfer. Well, his waiver request was denied. Now, what really rankles the Florida State people is he enrolled at Florida State on January 9th, started taking classes there. The rule that tightened up those waiver policies didn't even get passed till January 11th. So basically, he's being impacted by a rule that was not even in place when he transferred. Meanwhile, he's got a situation that under the old set of transfer rules, when you didn't get the free transfer and you had to apply for a waiver to play right away every time you transferred, this is one of those the NCAA would have granted. That's the situation where they would have granted a waiver. But the NCAA, because they lack a vice president of common sense, denied this waiver. And now you've already had Marco Rubio, one of Florida's senators, send a letter to NCAA President Charlie Baker. On Thursday, Ross Dellinger from Sports Illustrated obtained a letter signed by 12 Florida House of Representatives members, Florida representatives in the U.S. House of Representatives. So all the people that Charlie Baker has been hired to lobby as the NCAA president, well, now he's made all the Florida ones mad at him because the people in his office can't figure out what they're trying to do. So what you're trying to do, Charlie Baker, is you were hired to be a lobbyist in chief, essentially. That's why they hired the former governor of Massachusetts, and that's somebody who actually knows stuff about college sports. Your job is to get Congress to pass an NIL law so you guys can keep athletes from making more money, which is really what you've been hired to do, if we boil it all down. Wouldn't it be smart if you didn't piss those people off? Well, guess what? A bipartisan group of 12 members of the U.S. House of Representatives is now pissed off at you because your people couldn't grant a waiver to someone that no one would have complained about him getting, except maybe the coaches at Miami because they wanted to keep him. That's it. I believe it was DJ Khaled, that great wise man, who's also from South Florida, who said, congratulations, you played yourself. Congratulations, NCAA. You keep playing yourself over and over and over.
We can push pause on that. Outside of his mispronunciation of Havana or Havana and calling it a suburb of Tallahassee is actually a pretty accurate assessment of exactly what's kind of going on. It's kind of like, and before I get in, so like we have the tweets. Governor Ron DeSantis stepped off of his perch, and now he's no longer got Disney to focus on because he's dropped the lawsuit against the mouse, and now we know this motherfucker likes to sue people, like even if he can't win. So now NCAA, you're asking for trouble from the state of Florida, great state of Florida. Marco Rubio has made a comment. Florida's CFO has made a comment. People can't be bipartisan on shit, but they have all come together to say, hey, this is probably not what you want to fuck with right now, NCAA. Maybe you should let the kid with the sick fucking mama go see his sick fucking mama and be able to play closer to home. And it's wild because, as Andy so eloquently talked about, you're trying to get favor in Congress to pass laws so that you can have some of the power that you literally just gave away because you don't have the balls to enforce whatever the fuck it is that you said you're going to do. So now, guess what happens? You got the state of Florida coming in. There's a big player with the University of North Carolina, which happens to be the flagship program, flagship university of the state of North Carolina. Now they go and they get their congressional members. They get their governor to come in and say that you're doing this young man wrong, this wide receiver who came back to play football in the great state of North Carolina so that his grandmother, who is ailing, can see him play and that he can go spend his off time with her. Now, if you can get the guys from the state of Ohio to do something similar. And actually, I believe North Carolina has two candidates because one of them is one guy plays for the University of Charlotte who transferred from the school that he was at because of religious differences, which is really one of the reasons how our country even got founded. People love to say, oh, our country was founded on Christian principles. No, it was founded on the idea that you can practice your religion freely without persecution. So you're literally fucking up. All you have to do is just, boom, stamp it. You don't have to approve everybody, but it's kind of what the NCAA does when they don't get their way. Fine. Do whatever you want to do. I won't say anything. You guys can have it your way. It's crazy when you get politicians who don't agree on anything to agree on this.
No, it's true.
And yes, people are saying that, they're just jumping on it. Shit, I don't give a fuck. If it causes them to win, they're like, will this help or hurt? That damn sure doesn't hurt. I can tell you that much. Will it get them to pass it? I don't know. I don't think the NCAA cares. I think the NCAA is silly when it comes to all of this. But nonetheless, God bless. They can do whatever it is that they feel that they need to do in their power. I think it's stupid. But nothing brings out the hater more than a young male trying to do the right thing. So, what do University of Miami fans who are the bitter exes in all of this, what are their thoughts when it comes to this one right here, that guy? The almighty roster, and it's not just him, it's quite a few. I'll read a couple of the other ones. This man went for the fucking jugular. Laughing my fucking ass off. His mom ain't sick. That was a lie concocted by Corey Fuller Boucher, his football coach. Best friends with Deion Sanders. On our high school, liaison. The guy who I think I played him speaking to my son. Who sends kids everywhere, by the way. Concocted by him, bruh negotiated a $450,000 NIL deal to get him to transfer. And he can't collect unless he plays. This shit ain't got nothing to do with mama because she had her surgery in Miami. This is what he said in a quote tweet in response. So my comments under it. Obviously, it's not really about his mom, but that's not the point. The point is the NCAA decided after he went to Portland, blah, blah. People go to 3 schools in 3 years and don't sit out. Yeah, that was his own decision to do that. Nobody told him to do that. So this guy is saying basically that Miami is broke and could not compete with Florida State when it came to NIL money, which Miami fans have been calling Florida State broke for quite some time. But that's not the only thing. One, and I'll talk about the many reasons why that's not only dangerous, but like just factually inaccurate. Here's what people are saying. Now, some of these things are cruel, but kind of funny at the same time. So take the season off and take care of your mom, fam. Pretty sure the NIL money is handling some of the financial responsibility. So just be there for her emotionally and physically when you can between school. You know what other fans are saying? One person, what's the issue? Now I can spend more time with his mom. Other people are saying that the fix is in. You've got senators trying to help Florida State win.
Wow. I don't care too much.
Our 2 senators are Marco Rubio and Rick Scott, former governor. Rick Scott is a 70-year-old former Navy vet from up north. And if you've met Rick Scott is has a very sassy handshake.
Oh.
I'm kind of like Hank Hill. If you ever watched the King of the Hill episode when he met George W. Bush and he reached out to shake his hand and it was just like, he had a conundrum. He couldn't vote for the Democrat, but he couldn't vote for a man that had a handshake like that. So what if he's going to go represent us in front of Russia and he gives a handshake like that? So Rick Scott's handshakes like that, dead fish. Marco Rubio is from Miami, went to Santa Fe Community College, which is in Gainesville, Florida, to go to the University of Florida and graduated from UM Law. James, what is your point in all that? I can promise you the motherfuckers don't give a fuck about Florida State. Like with a full certainty, I can promise you that they don't give a damn. They're just really now. Do you want to say they're opportunistic? Absolutely. But it ain't because they're opportunistic because they want to see Florida State win a national championship. I can promise you that. To quote again, the movie becomes so much greater after seeing all the memes for all those years and then going back and watching it and understanding the context. There's been a lot of lies said at this dinner table here tonight, but on that you can't believe. If you don't believe nothing else, believe that. God, it was wrong. Did he not win the Oscar for that? I love Leonardo. Like, if that was my first watching Leonardo DiCaprio, and I hadn't seen the memes, I would think he was racist. He played that too well. And he's one of my favorite actors. bottom line is now everybody believes that Florida State's got all this money, but for years we were so broke. I wonder what they're gonna say when we get them Arabs behind us. Because man, have you seen these Arabs is not playing fair?
Yeah.
People worry about Muslims infiltrating our country with terroristic shit. That's not how they're gonna beat us, dog. They're gonna beat us by our own game. Capitalism. So if you click on that link, like if you saw what they were offering, like they basically forced the PGA to submit to their will by outspending them for the best golfers.
Yeah.
They got LeBron saying, "Hey, y'all give me $1 billion, I'll be out tomorrow." Damn, I forgot to talk about that. We'll keep those things up, but the Arab, they got the one soccer guy they offered him, but they offered another soccer guy. I'm sorry if an Arabic person comes up to me and says, "James, I'm gonna offer you all of this." They did everything but offer him some bitches. This man has got it's a 2-year deal, and one, they don't play. He can play somewhere else. It's just for that season that he plays with them. I didn't even realize it wasn't a real whole year. It's just a season. He's getting $170 million tax-free, which is basically $300 million annually. He gets a private plane that will take him wherever the fuck he wants to go. He has a staffed mansion. $85,000 for every win that the team has.
Damn.
And he gets $545,000 for social media posts.
Run it up.
Man, I will wear was it a Habib? Was it the shit that I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want them to get mad at me because I want the money. I will get a carpet. I will pray 5 times to something, wherever you tell me to pray to. I'm going to go get that money. You know who else would do that? At this point, to get him out of the bind, because everybody has now seen him for the fraud in which he is. And I have told you guys this probably since I found out who the fuck he was. That lying-ass Cuban John Ruiz will convert from Catholicism to Islam so quick to help out Life Wallet. Life Wallet is called a sham and a Ponzi scheme by business partner Cano Health in their new lawsuit. This is why people had so much. You already got it up. It's with the basketball player. This is why people had so much confidence in Miami. This man led you to believe that you were going to get a brand new stadium. And that he was going to get a school district to stop building a brand new school, and they were going to build the stadium right there in that community without the people's approval. Y'all, you know why? Let's say the Hayden Nash roster was right about Daryl Jackson, right? Let's say that his mom ain't sick. Let's say that Florida State did offer him that much money. You know why he probably entertained leaving to go to Florida State? Probably because, let's say, hypothetically speaking, things that I might know, that John Ruiz's checks wasn't clearing and it wasn't going through like that. Could that potentially be a reason why the young man just said, "Hey, man, the money funny over here. I want to go where they spending real bread at." It's just like the young man who's from another, what Andy Staples would consider a suburb of Tallahassee, in Bloodstown. It's cool when you ain't never seen a boat, but when you're a recruit and you going on a boat full of with a bunch of men on it, it's not as cool anymore, man. Like, I don't want to be on a boat with a bunch of dudes. But, Florida State apparently now has all the money now. We were broke the other day, but now we have all the fucking money. But again, I think that's how they're going to get us, dog. They're going to beat us. The Arabs going to beat us. You know who else is winning? Who else can get us? Who's infiltrating us? And I'm starting to see why. So I'm one of those guys who, it's not that I can see the beauty in any type of person. I'm very secure in myself and what I like. That's why I said Trevor. Trevor's a handsome dude. He'd be an ugly woman, but he's a handsome guy.
We've seen him as a woman.
Yeah.
That was mean of you. You met her.
She's really not ugly. Right? When she actually like dresses like a girl, like she's a really, and her name is Becca. Becca in Bama or something like that. She goes out to the University of Alabama now. It's crazy how time flies because now she's damn near about to graduate. She's a junior in college now.
Damn, that was bad.
And she was a senior in high school then, which was the fucked up part. But her parents put her up to it. And she was literally acting like Trevor Lawrence while he was in college, like her whole high school career. Like that was her thing, but whatever. I didn't do that. Was it Bleacher Report or Gridiron? One of them little funny spoof sports websites are the ones that paid me to do that. And I was just a driver. It's like driving Miss Daisy. It was one of the most empowering, scariest moments of my life was driving a little white girl around the city of Jackson, acting as her bodyguard. Oh, no, what it was like was Denzel Man on Fire. I was crazy. Like, my job was to make sure she left Jacksonville alive. But, shit, that's funny. But Black women, we got to step back. Like right now, while you're asking for, and I'm just talking to my sisters right now, while you're asking and demanding for more than 50-50, and you're saying you're going to wait 90 days and the man has to know your worth, man, even though these Spanish women will cut you, they're still sticking to their roots, being subservient. They're still, I'm not saying all sisters, but I'm just saying if you really look at the social media, meanwhile, these white bitches wild. I don't know, can we get the noise on this stuff now? These white bitches wild. And it's the rich ones that's wild. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need this in particular to happen. Whatever, I think we could all use to know a little bit less about each other. I don't need to know all your sexual stuff unless I'm sharing, which I don't share cups. Unless we're partaking in hashish or we're smoking a little bit, and I have to share blunt. I think I should know, some of the things. But or if you do that, you should just know you shouldn't be sharing a blunt with anybody, right?
Right.
But I want to say this, man. These white women, and she's mid as they come, but she's also apparently she was in the show called Orange is the New Black.
Oh, really?
So she got bread. Don't know how much bread she got, but you're gonna hear her story. And I'm sorry, man. This is what white women are doing. Hey, man. I'm not talking about all of the other stuff. I'm talking about the fiscal part, like the fiscal responsibility. All I'm saying is you got to compete. You got to compete, ladies. But listen to what this woman is doing, and she's proud of this shit.
The man that I've been messing with is a married man, and every night, well, for about 3 nights in a row, or even maybe there's a night in between, I was licking his butthole. Yep. Because he liked it.
Extra.
And I didn't mind doing it. Does that bother? Is that weird? Yeah. And that is what demons do. So
she's like,
we drove all the way down to Newport Beach today so I could buy him a boat.
Here's the part.
I was so
she was
in love, so I thought so I could buy this gentleman a boat. And I brought cash to put a down payment down. Like, I really loved him. I was like, yes, like we're into the same thing, like we're kinky, blah blah blah. And his wife, because he's married, and I feel so bad because I can't stand her. I can't stand her, his wife. Because she wasn't even like, wait, what? You've been messing with my man? She said, you lunatic, you get out of my life or I'll get an RO on you. No, I'll put your ass in jail. Anyway, so I've been licking your man's butthole for weeks on end because he likes it a lot, and I do it to him, and he comes to me, and it happens.
Like okay.
That's a lot. I know it's a lot of information, but I'm the lunatic, right?
Apparently,
No,
this
I'm just
man
single.
is a deviant, and I'm not gonna hate on him. Like, hey, do whatever you want to do. Again, like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what I like and what I do. I don't want to know what a lot of you guys like or do. I think we can all know a little bit less. But apparently, his wife didn't feel like eating ass. You literally have a free ass eater. Not just an ass eater, but an ass eater that wants to buy your husband a boat.
A boat.
You know what this reminds me of, Miles? It's not I don't know if James, if that happened to little James or not, but remember little James had the one the nerdy bitch, the light skinned one with the glasses. Now, this is before a time when I could go and just buy these things if I wanted to. But she wanted to buy little James a fucking Wii. And there was some other things that if he broke up with her, and I said, "You selfish motherfucker." It wasn't about you at that moment. It was about the fam. We were all living together. We could have all had a Wii. We could have video games, man. She was paying for shit. We could have been playing Rock Band. That woman could have been, again, it wasn't she took away one of your burdens, and you could have got a boat. At least let her buy the boat and then divorce her. Because you know what you're gonna get? The fucking boat.
Oh,
you're not even playing 4D. You're not even playing 4D chess right now. Get everything you can out of this bitch,
and then leave him. Yeah.
And then leave him if you're really just that bad. But like, come on, it's a play here. There's always a play.
I did not think about that. There's a good play right
there. A real
there.
good play. But what I'm saying is, though, if this is what's just side bitches would not exist in this world if main bitches was doing the extra work. Side dudes too, not just so women. I'm not just black. It's two sides of this shit. But I'm gonna tell you this: the difference between most men who are fiscal minded, if a dude's coming through, he's eating your ass.
Nope.
And he's gonna buy you a fucking boat. I don't necessarily think I'm gonna be that upset. What kind of boat we talking about? We talking about like a pontoon boat? We talking about a little rowboat? Or we talking about like a mini yacht? Because are they gonna pay for the maintenance and the upkeep? Go put gas in that bitch. I'm gonna go fishing. Matter of fact, I may call and be like, hey man, listen, broski. I know who you are. Don't even worry about it. I know because I know what the fuck she makes. She can't afford a fucking boat. I know that. And I know what I make. But listen, I need you to make sure that there's gas in that motherfucker. Because me and them bros, we're gonna have some hoes on the boat. We're gonna go out to the sea for a little bit. That gives you 5 hours to occupy the time. Listen, man, teamwork makes the dream work. Again, when you look at how it's spent, like this is a chick who will probably pay your mortgage. It's going to be a lot of things, man. Like, from my FSU fan, this is how you get your ticket. You get tickets to the Champions Club. This is how you get LSU. Not for me. I'm just saying this is how you can get the things in your life that you want. You just got to know. Listen, man. I get it. The Bible talks about a lot of things, guys. Like, and a lot of things that people ain't doing.
Yeah.
Like, stop picking and choosing where you want to get where you want to be holier than thou, man, and go get your what's that song about? Remember, man? Go get your blessing. Go get that blessing, man. But again, it's kind of wild. But like, just how freely, like, you're famous. I know she's drunk, but she's clearly on some kind of drug.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, that is okay. So that is something else that does bring, because we're gonna get to this side shit, to the wild relationship shit. Why when women like are ready to end it is when y'all do the wildest crazy shit. I can't believe you. Like, you have him in his dirty drawers wearing ass. Like, wait a minute. It's not the flex you think it is. You were okay with his dirty drawers before you found out about this other woman that was the ass eater.
Yeah. Ugh. I can't. Every time I think, I'm sorry.
I
know.
I hate the woman that I'm eating his ass.
Yeah.
Like, why do you hate her You're not yourself. But again, it's not even so much that. It's like, because what you do, again, I don't really care. I want to know less. But like you just really just throwing that out on social media, on the bomb, on the timeline like that.
Look, man, you already know how I feel about that. It's so
Mine
gross,
is awesome, man. Quick plug. This, you know what? This right here is how you get boats paid for. Guys, go to Alpha Male Jazz. Get your testosterone. Get your levels checked so that you can make sure you're going out and you're blowing backs out and you can get a boat paid for. That's some top-notch pain.
I told you, if you have a chick eat your ass,
You
keep her.
you
Stop
are-
throwing your ass fish back in the ocean for other niggas to catch. I don't want to catch your ass fish. I'm tired of
I
this.
thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say. I thought that was going to go somewhere else.
As a
But
single man,
that's still fair.
keep your
I was like, you
fish.
said, like, that's some chick was willing to do anything for you. You're like, no, I don't want that bitch.
No.
So what's your ass residue, man?
God, I just can't imagine walking past the man with the girl that she done ate his ass, and you walking past this nigga, you know what he thinking. He's like, go ahead and kiss her. Kiss her on the lips.
You're wild, man. Speaking of that, and I hope that this woman did eat this guy's ass, and I hope that all the bad things in the world happen to this guy. Even though if I'm in Las Vegas in December, I'm going to go see his residency. Because Usher's doing like a My Way tour. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Full transparency. Fuck Usher. That being said, I love Usher's music. I grew up listening like the Nice and Slow. I used to put my name in, like where he goes USHER. I'm like, they call me JAMESCOLEMAN. Now, baby, tell me what you want to do with me. It's just whatever. But Usher went viral with this girl who I really did not know who she was until everybody told me who she was, Keke Palmer. Because when I hear Keke, I think Keke Y, I think other. And apparently she's a singer too. I didn't know that, but she was also Akilah from Akilah and the Beat. And she's always, it's kind of like, like she just feels like she can walk into her bad bitch era. And nothing's worse than an old bitch that's walking into her bad bitch era. Because that's not cool.
Yeah.
But now, she goes out. Apparently, I don't know if they were together or not, but she is a baby mama. She went to the Usher concert with homegirls. And to be honest with you, she did what a lot of women say that they would do. I want men to pay attention to where she stands on this. Oh, she was just with her girlfriends and blah, blah, blah. And they were going to Usher. And no, Usher was palming her whole ass like a basketball. And I see why Chris Brown beat Usher's ass earlier this year. Allegedly.
Wow.
Breezy don't play that. We know Breezy don't tolerate that. Breezy ain't never been about that. Like I said, Dana don't play that bullshit. Breezy don't play that. So in all of this, social media destroyed this man. When women think a man is cheating, it's called, and they go looking for shit, it's called intuition. When men do this shit, it's called insecurity. But they disrespected this man, which is truly gaslighting. Like women love to use, like this is crazy. Like when y'all find out these words, like y'all found the new word for 2023 was narcissist. Gaslight was the phrase for a couple years, but like they gaslight them only to find out that she's the star, in this man who disrespected his video. And I heard your boyfriend looking for me. Usher is trying to be the villain in almost every man's thing. I just got to hear. I haven't listened to it, but I want to hear a little bit of this song if we got it, Miles. Like I need to know, because just the whole thing triggers me. But I need to know if I'm being triggered for the right reasons. Like, is Usher and Usher got gold teeth in this motherfucker? Like Usher done turned into a goon, and this motherfucker older than me. So that's of it. The levels of corny in all of this are alarming. But let's go ahead and just push this. See what it is. We'll watch this as a family.
Somebody say that your boyfriend's looking for me.
Now this man, and there's so many levels to this thing, and people are like, well, he's at her house. You saw how women feel about when somebody actually pays all the bills. Because they're like, he's being a house husband to take care of their child, amongst other things. And they're saying like she's living with our money, so she gets the opportunity to do whatever she wants because she's the breadwinner.
Okay. I'm glad we established that.
It's like when anytime a man says that, it's like fucked up. Like when it's the woman's side, we gotta understand that. Fine. But this man literally just, like, I think the only thing he did wrong was taking to social media. But I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
I also understand the disrespect was handled on social media. So
true.
he handled it on social media, but I think maybe handle it close up. I had a friend post this. I, James Coleman, have never hit a woman. Came close, but I've never hit a woman, and that woman knew how to push buttons. But I'll say this. Ike Turner never had any of these problems. Sean Connery never had any of these problems. Have you ever seen the Sean Connery 2020 interview?
Which one?
Where he's just like, well, sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to slap a woman around a little bit. And Ronald said, do you still feel it? Of course. You're not listening, so what do you need to do? Like, what? Like, again, your grandfather's generation. So, I would not love that grandmama and Big Daddy and Big Mama had. Big Daddy was slapping the shit out of everybody. Y'all, it's amazing. Just like white people with slavery, and like what Rhonda said this with this pregnant, they don't know what the fuck really happened in history. Y'all don't really know what the fuck was going on back in Big Mama and Big Daddy's day. Apparently, y'all think that them motherfuckers just went to church every day. Like, and apparently, you don't know what the fuck is going on in church. But yeah, like this motherfucker gotta go. Like Usher would have to. I would unallow Usher. I would literally beat the fuck out of Usher. Like anybody who's like cares about somebody would literally be offended by that. And then now you're making it back. But the crazy thing is, and this is what I think women gotta realize. Because I'm here for you. I want women to win. I want everybody to win. I want equality for everybody in what they want. Which technically nobody wants equality. You want equity. It's a big difference. You want the opportunity to have what everybody else has that you've earned. And the equality in which you seek, you have to go seek from the people in which you feel are in charge, which is misogyny. There's so many layers and all of that. But the cool thing is that rich women are starting to feel what men have been feeling for decades. She has a whole kid. She is also an entertainer. She also had a guy who stayed in the house. And he will now take her to court, and he's allegedly going to sue for full custody. Okay. And he's probably going to get it because she is an entertainer. She's on the road all the time. They will let her have visitation. And you know what comes with child support? Whether it's 50-50 or full custody, child support. She's the breadwinner. She's going to have to pay a crazy amount of child support so that it doesn't look uneven based upon what she's making and what he hasn't made, because as a couple, they decided that he was going to stay there to raise the kid. Right. So she's going to get all that hot girl summer shit, all that back. I hope all y'all have that same support and energy for her when she's going to be having to write a check, because that shit sucks. That's all I'm saying. Bravo. Is freedom that? I can tell you what, man. Is freedom worth? If you can, freedom is the right to be able to afford to pay for whatever it is you want, and she has that. Some of y'all can't afford your rent, and I've seen this guy in tweets, and I never realized it. But if you watch social media, you can see how like around the 1st and the 5th, and actually really about the 25th of the month to about the 3rd of the next month is when the 50-50 debates. So when women when them bills come up and they got to start paying, like they're like, I shouldn't have to know. And then little dude, I put out a tweet here, like a lot of y'all all want the rich dudes, and there ain't very many rich dudes. So if you want a rich dude, you're either gonna have to be like the white woman that was paying, or listen, man. Grown up conversations. try to keep it sport. But like this guy right here is toxic. If you can play this, show the other video with the probably Spanish. Spanish women have their own thing coming with them, but they also are very volatile. From what I heard, so are French women. But this guy right here is the MVP. Not that. Yeah, this guy right here is basically what women say they want their man to be. But it's really, I think both of them are toxic. But like, this is crazy how well this man handles this. This is true. Leaving? All right. Go right back to reading what I was reading. Now she's mad because you're happy. But she's not happy, so everybody has to be happy. She is literally the only one. You can't have an argument by yourself. That's how they send you to the crazy. I was hungry. I'm going to eat my food and drink my drink. And now, that really is probably all she was hungry. That's how. That's also when you know you have some amazing ideas. But last but not least, I have a serious question though, and this is get back to a little bit to sports. This is what we were talking about a little bit earlier, Miles. In the comments, if you would like to explain this to me, because I don't know the science behind this, but I would like to know is simping hereditary? You know, like, you know, they say like, you know, you have your XY chromosomes and you have your different things. Like if somebody has a sickle cell trait, like, you know, they can, you know, pass that along to somebody else. Is simping hereditary? If so, I would, I need to know. If it's not, I need to know, because I don't know what Michael Jeffrey Jordan was teaching his sons, but apparently it wasn't the game. Because his son, obviously, it was all fun and games when Marcus was messing with Larsa. Everybody's had a piece of Scottie Pippen's wife, but like now, they're actually getting married. They're doing all this other stuff, and the game is fucked up.
That mad.
Yeah, like it. And I want people to realize that it's different for some women, because they're in a circle in which they're in a circle in which they're in a circle in which, you know, shit can't really you can't really break into unless you're a certain caliber of one. But like, you're a under 30, if I remember correctly, rich, heterosexual male. And I like hoes. I like experience. What people consider them. I like experience women. I don't want an experience like this, though. Like damn near 50 or whatever, however old she is. She's overseasoned. She basically raised you. Like, that's the wild part. Like, this is like me and my joke about Anita Baker. Like, I'm not serious about marrying Anita Baker right now. Like, he's actually going and marrying Anita Baker.
And this, they won't say the word grooming, but.
And that's what this is. There's no other way to say that this is grooming. My stuff is always to show you that at the end of the day, and then there's another thing where I won't post it, but apparently this WNBA basketball player beat the fuck out of her wife. Domestic violence. Doesn't make breaking news, but like, I'm telling you, nobody runs the gamut of ain't shit. Like, there's no like one group of people who just ain't shit. We all have the capacity to be ain't shit. We have to all make the choice to look within and choose better for ourselves, how we treat people, and understand your situation and your scenarios. Maybe you are the side piece. Maybe you're not. Are you happy? And if Marcus is truly happy, which I know he's happy right now because he doesn't need alpha male jacks right now, and everything is working. But are you happy when you walk into a room and everybody knows what the insides of your wife looks like? That's the part. They all know her esophagus level skills. Like, you know, they all know the things that she's done, like the one thing like this one, I think I'm secure in a lot of things, but if you've been with Future, I just could not date you.
Yeah,
I listened. I love his music. I've listened to it. I know the things that he's described in his songs, and if that's happened to you from him, like there's probably things that he won't describe in his music, and I'm just not ready for that. But at the end of the day, yeah. So we had some people. Robert Lassiter asked, "Are we having the tailgate on Sunday? Are y'all doing anything on Saturday?" Yes, we're having a block party at the location of the tailgate. We have not released the details because I haven't finalized the details. But it will be from 8 until it should be a splendiferous occasion. Please make sure you go. That block party is free. We'll just have vendors and people you'll be able to purchase your stuff from the vendors. The one I'm working on one thing, and what I may have to do, we may have to sell alcohol bans beforehand or adult bans, because I don't necessarily want to I don't want to get tripped up by the licensing people. So I'm working on that part. Go to the ticket teller, check out my pin tweet so that you can go purchase tickets. The tickets for the tailgate will go up on Monday, 11:59 p.m. So tell your friends and tell the friends. We are running low on parking. So if you want to buy parking and you purchase the ticket and you don't know what the passcode is, just hit me up. I will tell you what the passcode is. I'll tell you this, if you get an all-in membership like this week, I can still count your all-in membership to be able to get you to the tailgate. But right now, you got to technically, you can't just purchase it the same day because there's other people going for it. But please consider being a member. We're trying to get to 100 members. Still trying to get to a 3,000 followers. And outside of that, man, appreciate y'all chopping up with me. Y'all have a great weekend, and we will see y'all next time.